Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. And yeah, eventually, Bunnahabhain 12-year-old 2023 Cask Strength edition. What they say, sherried, nutted, unpeated, 60.1% ABV. Wow, that's a quite high ABV, and well, all my subscribers know I'm a big fan of the big ABV, so quite looking forward to this one. And of course, here in Belgium, it seems that we are about 1 year behind all of these lovely whiskies that comes out. Gone are the days of buying something fresh from the UK. Well, it's still possible, but after Brexit, yeah, it is getting extremely expensive, especially bringing it to Belgium. Duties and taxes are just incredible, unaffordable. So yeah, eventually I gave up. And about a week ago, one of my subscribers said I need to start looking online, and I thought to myself it's going to be a waste. Went to the regular shop, and lo and behold, I got one. Not cheap. It did cost a little additional to what the people in the UK will be paying for it. So after shipping it, which is not a lot of money, I paid 101 euros for this bottle. So expensive, yes, it is Cask Strength, only 12 years old, but ranting and raving. And one of my subscribers said, well, go have a look, found it. And when he said, well, it's not as good as the 2022. Yeah, I already bought it, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be a very good one. So I do like the little tube that it comes in. I like the colors with a little bit of information on it. I'm not going to spend a lot. I do have some tasting notes here at the bottom. I try not to look at them. I want to tell you what I think about it and not what they think about it. So I'll try to cover that one. Deep mahogany in color. This is a Cask Strength 12-year-old. A celebration of our Bunnahabhain house style, delivering big hits of roasted nuts and cinnamon. Now, I should have not seen that, but it does sound nice. Things that I do like. Nice little graphics that they put on the box as well, and of course the bottle itself. A lot of people, and one of my subscribers commented the other day, all those green bottles and blue bottles and black bottles, they are not a fan of it. For me, it doesn't really make it doesn't change my mind of the whiskey. This one is black as can be, and if you hold it up against the light, you can barely see through it, so you cannot see where the level of that whiskey is. Well, it makes it very difficult. Same information that was on the box is on the label as well. So quite looking forward to this one. And I must say, I do like the dark bottle. Mysterious bottle. And of course, it's going to be a fresh pour. Looks like a little synthetic type of cork. Don't really care. Just pointing it out. So quite looking forward. 12 years old. Matured in ex-sherry cask. Let me just put it down. Of course, this is a single malt whiskey. It's a non-peated whiskey from the Isle of Islay. It is distilled by the Bunnahabhain distillery, and of course that 60.1% ABV is the one that you are looking for. 2023. If this one is nice, I will then start looking for 2022, and maybe in 2025, late 2025, we will get a 2024 edition here in Belgium. So color-wise, it is natural color, non-chill filtered, 12 years old, and yeah, it is ex-sherry cask. So, and I can only presume it was a full 12 years in this ex-sherry cask. So yeah, it's not a huge amount of color. Nice little dark copper color coming through. And there is a little bit of a legs forming, a little bit of a slowness, a little bit of a viscosity. So yeah, not going to be a long video. On the nose, wow. Now I do like a high ABV whiskey. I do like a sherry cask influence, Pedro Jimenez, Oloroso, doesn't matter. I do like a sweetness of the whiskey, not an overly sweet one. There should be a little bit of a balance as well. Now this one, that's 60.1% even with the agitation. It is lovely. That, when I read that dark mahogany, that's what I'm smelling. You get huge punch of that sherry. You get that sweetness. It is definitely a sherry monster. There's a little bit of a oakiness, a little oak, dusty note forming. And when I get that alcohol, it's there. If you give it that twirl and you just stick it in there, you will feel it. That warmth, that burning sensation, that ethanol that almost takes your breath away. It is high ABV, and I think it's a good thing to add a little bit of water to this one. 50%, yeah, it's still manageable, but once it reaches 60%, it's going to be quite a dangerous one, especially if it's manageable at that high cask strength. So I get that raisin note. I also get a little bit of an English toffee note, a little that oak coming through. There's a chocolate note, quite a dark chocolate note, so it's not a sweet chocolate. But it is nice. There's a little bit of a fudgy note, a little chocolate fudge note appearing, a little bit of a butterscotch note, that toffee notes, raisins, dates. There's a fig note in it. It's definitely a Christmas cake in a glass for me. And it's something that it's going to be a good one. Now, I did know by accident talk or read about the nutty notes. Not sure if I pick up a nutty note, maybe in the taste, but it is lovely. On the taste, cheers. On the taste, even at 60.1% ABV, it's hot, but it's still oily. Sometimes you get it that you put it in your mouth and it just immediately evaporates because of the high ABV. In this one, it is the sweetness, a little oiliness, and then I get the heat of the alcohol. I think it is a very good idea to add a little bit of water just to release some of the aromas. Small sips. A little green note appearing, like freshly cut flowers, that green stems. You get a hint of that as well. One more try. It is almost like there's a bitter note. When you swirl it around, it feels very sweet and then very bitter as well, which is very strange. I never picked that up. It is it's like a phantom bitter note, because once you've swallowed, that bitter note is gone. It's lovely. It's strong. That chocolate note is definitely coming through, and when you get that raisins, maybe a trail mix, that chocolate and nuts and things that you have to it, you get that same effect as this one. It is really nice. Christmas cake in a glass. Definitely. Just one more sip and I'm going to add some water. It is really a little bit strange for me. That combination of mouthfeel, of the sweetness and almost a bitter note, but I don't think I'm describing it correctly. and I'm at loss for words. That is a strange feeling, a strange combination. But I'm definitely going to need to add a little bit of water to see what it does for a whiskey. Now I did bring a spoon and some nice fresh water. I'm going to start off with this one, at least a teaspoon of water. Now normally I will do it a drop at a time, but when it's a big boy like this, and there's well, it's 60.1% ABV, one drop at a time, you're going to spend a lot of time adding drops to it. Now with the water added, it does open up quite nicely. I think I can do at least another teaspoon of water. That alcohol is still quite strong on it. It does open up a little bit more sweeter for me. A little bit more of a polish note, a little bit of that dark polish note that you get, a little leathery note that appears, and that chocolate note sweetness is definitely elevated with a little bit of water. Oh my word, this is nice. It is super sweet. It's still very hot. I would say probably still deep in the 50% ABV. It's still hot. That little dual strangeness disappeared. It is now just sweet and hot, and all of those lovely flavors that come out. One more try. This is going to be quite a dangerous whiskey. And I can tell you, if you just add that little bit of water and you like the hotness of a whiskey that just covers the whole body in this little bit of a space blanket, I think this one is definitely going for you. You need to add water. If you absolutely cannot stand that 60% ABV. For me, I'd rather drink it small sips at a time at high ABV than adding water. Having said that, I am going to add the unthinkable second spoon of water. So 2 teaspoons of water. I think it takes water well. That heavy alcohol burn is now completely gone. It's lovely sweet, a chocolate note and raisins, a dates and a figs. That little nutty note is actually appearing now. A little roasted nut. Some vanilla is also appearing. Pleasant, really pleasant. On the taste, 2 teaspoons of water. Wow. This is the perfect level, I think. The heat is still there. Don't get me wrong. It's still hot, but the flavors are nice. It's that nice balance between the heat and the flavors. From nose to taste, it is that Christmas cake in a glass, but if you dial it up by 100%, you get an idea what is in this glass. Now I know I'm late to this party, and loads and loads of you have tasted it. I would love to hear your comments. What do you think? Which one is the best one, 2022 or 2023? I've heard from so many people that 2022 was much better than 2023. Now, I have no way of comparing the two, but if this one is so nice, the 22 must be absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.